We are live, Joey and Jack. We are two of the three Jag Bros, and it is the day before the NFL draft, before round one. Joey, how are you feeling right now about the NFL draft? Are the Jaguars going to knock this one out of the park?
I'm very excited. I think the first round, it's going to be a very good pick. I don't know what pick it's going to be. Trent Baalke can go in so many different directions. I mean, we absolutely need a cornerback, but we don't have to take one in the first round. There's a lot of really good corners. I think you can get a starter in the second to third round at cornerback. Wide receivers definitely something that we need. Could we see getting drafted a wide receiver or even trade for an Ayuk or T. Higgins during the draft? Or we could see even offensive line or defensive line build up our big guys. I mean, we'll just see. I think whatever it is, it's going to be a very good guy. We've seen Trip Baalke do well in the first round. We'll see about all the other rounds, but I think the first round will definitely be a starter. The position, I just don't know.
Yeah. I mean, tomorrow is round one. The more I look at these guys, I'm with you, Joey. I feel like there's not a lot of ways that we can miss. There's not a lot of guys I don't like in the top 20, 30 picks. So hopefully that is a big time playmaker for the Jaguars. We're about to start our final 7 round mock draft for the Jaguars. Of course, round one's tomorrow. And then round 2 and 3 are Friday. Round 4 through 7 are on Saturday. And it should be a lot of fun. You know, Joey, you and I have done a lot of study, a lot of looking, and it's finally here. So let's hit start and we're going to switch. So if you missed the last one, Joey took the odds, I took the even. So I'm going to take the first round and I'm going to change it up a little bit. So Joey, I need you to be quick on the trigger. And as soon as we see the second wide receiver go off the board, we're going to pause and try and make a trade because I think these top 3 wide receivers would be day one impact players. And we just need to get Trevor Lawrence a wide receiver one because he hasn't had a true one. In fact, the Jaguars haven't had a true wide receiver one in like 20 years. So I think this class is loaded at the top. And I think hopefully we'll see how it goes. We'll see if we can make the trade magic happen here. But Joey, go ahead and hit go and we'll see how it plays out for us.
All right. Before I hit go, I just wanted to ask real quick because I've seen a few mock drafts where all three wide receivers go 4, 5, and 6. If that happens, do you want to try to trade into 6, or do you want to go into 8 where everyone's kind of assuming we would try to trade into?
Yeah, I would be aggressive in real life tomorrow. You know, we'll see if I'm the Giants and there's only one left of the top 3 wide receivers. I don't know that they trade that pick, even if we give them a sweet offer. But if you're a Jaguars fan, this is kind of my thought on these first couple picks. If you want to trade up, you need some chaos. Like you want some teams like the Vikings trading up and going and getting JJ McCarthy. You want someone else, maybe the Raiders or someone else trading up, going and getting Michael Penix. That like chaos is our best friend in these top few picks. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, if the top 2 go by pick 4 or 5, we'll still hit pause and we'll see if a trade can happen. But on draft night, I don't know because you have the Chargers and Giants who I could see easily staying in that spot and not taking any trade offer. But fortunately, it's a trade simulator. So as long as we give them a good enough deal, I think they'll say yes.
All right, we'll start loading up the draft.
All right, here we go. And I'm going to pull up the comments. So give us your thoughts as well. I'm going to try to do better. I forgot to do that the first time. But if you have any thoughts on who the Jaguars should take, especially if you're watching it live, of course, we can interact there. But if you're watching it later, just drop in the comments whether you love it, whether you hate it, whether you want the Jaguars to do something different. But let's get rolling.
All right.
Let's see what these first couple picks. All right, let's stop.
All righty.
All right, so yeah, so pretty true to what you said. So let's call up the Giants and let's see if they are willing to make a move to
What
trade
do you want to
up.
offer? Obviously, we want the
So,
sixth
yep,
pick.
first and first. And then, yeah, of course, they won't take that. I'm going to throw in next year's second.
Okay.
And I would also, let's throw in, realistically, I think you may throw in a player here. We can't do that. Let's see if they'll take a fourth. Let's try 116 and see if that moves the needle. Ooh, let's switch that third to 96. I want to protect pick 48. So delete 116. Let's see if they take a first, third, and next year second. Okay, they won't. So let's try first, third, and fifth. 153. We're trying to go as low as possible. Okay. So we got to go first, third, next year second, and 116. That's a lot. Maybe we'll have a chance to trade back later in the draft and get a couple extra picks. But I think it's worth it. So we got to switch the 153 and 116 to make the Giants take it, which I think they would. I mean, that's a lot of picks to move back 11 spots. So let's hit trade and let's go get Rome Odunze, superstar wide receiver out of Washington. Joey, he's your and I favorite fit for the Jaguars at wide receiver. Tell me why you love Rome Odunze here. Tell me why I'm
Uh,
not crazy to trade up a lot of picks to go get him.
I love Odunze because he's got everything. He has very reliable hands. He's big, he's tall, he's strong. He's a very good route runner. He may not flash in every spot, but he is the most consistent and most well-rounded guy. And that's kind of exactly what the Jags need right now. You got kind of the flashy long guy, I think Gabe Davis will be. You got Kirk, who's got speed and that slot guy, but you need someone who's just going to be that consistent third down, kind of in a big play. Who do you go to? And I feel like Rome can be that guy. He was it for Washington, at least. Every third down, every big play, Penix was looking for Rome.
Yeah, I mean, number one in contested catches. I mean, I agree, Joey. There's just not a whole lot of weaknesses, which is crazy. And part of that's just his work ethic, right? He just kept grinding, getting better. But he's got 4.4 speed. He's got size at 6'3". He's got a lot of just all around skills that would give Trevor an impact wide receiver one. All right,
It
I see you
looks
pause.
like if we had sat at 17, we still would have had a shot at Mitchell. Terrion Arnold was the first corner to go at 15. So that's who we've kind of missed out on was Mitchell by moving up. But and then Kool-Aid, who is one of my favorite, if we move back, going to get him, went at 26.
Yeah, two great corners there. So now a little bit of the pressure is on. There goes Rakestraw. Let's see if we go corner. Joey, you are.
Kool-Aid, Coleman went at 39. 80 Mitchell, 37. Chris Braswell, 36. There's Johnny Newton at
Yeah, he
35.
fell in the second round. That's kind of surprising. We'll see what happens to him. Draft night. Michael Hall
Oh,
just
Ricky
went.
Pierce all gone.
All right, Joe, you are
AJ
on the
Tampa.
clock.
I'm on the clock. We got Braden Fisk, who's available, who's a very good D tackle. I like him a lot. This Marshawn Keeland, he's been mocked a lot of to us in the second round. Huge edge guy. He wasn't at a big school, Western Michigan, but everyone says he looks like a bulky pick. But I don't know if I want to go edge here. We really need a cornerback and a guy that can start kind of right away. So let's see what we have available at corner. Um, Looks like our best bet is the Georgia cornerback, who's very good. Do we want to take him there? You know what? We will take the Georgia cornerback. I think
Kamari
he's
Lassiter.
yeah, very solid. He is a great outside cornerback. It's what we need. We'll probably still need to go corner in a later round for that slot corner, but I think he could be a solid, good start. force Darby out, or he could wait 1 year behind Darby. We'll see, but he's someone who could definitely push to start right away.
Yeah, he's a guy that is kind of a lot like Keon Coleman, but on the opposite side. Like I would not be shocked if Lassiter went in round one, but he ran a slower 40-yard dash. So people are like, well, maybe not, but plays fast. So he ran a 4.6, but was the best corner for the Georgia Bulldogs, who, of course, are always top of college football and always putting out incredible pro athletes. So I think Kamari Lassiter at 48 could be, like you said, a plug and play guy for the Jaguars defense. So we got our wide receiver, we got our cornerback. So let's see how this draft shakes out in these next couple picks as we go now towards the end of the third round. But feeling pretty good so far. Let us know your thoughts either live or in the comments. How would you grade these first two picks? Wide receiver Odunze, and then cornerback Kamari Lassiter from Georgia.
It's crazy as Michael Penix Jr. still hasn't been picked up yet. I don't think that would ever happen.
Yeah, that's not happening. Some of these people are asleep on Michael Penix.
Oh yeah, there we go. So it looks like Fisk and Keelan went right after us.
Oh, they were listening to you.
I
They
know.
knew that they were being targeted there. There goes
Oh, there's
Rook.
Aruk Aurora. I love him as a D tackle.
Yep, Jaguars have visited with Rook. I know at least once, maybe twice now. So that is definitely a guy that I would think that they're looking at round two as well.
Ready. We trade away our third round pick to move up, so we're not going to pick again until 114.
114.
And we lost. Oh, there goes Jones, the cornerback from Florida State, the slot guy.
All right, let's see who is on the board here. So this is technically round four, but still our third pick. So we've got some defensive guys on the board. Tyke Smith, we just go all Georgia players here. Brennan Jackson's a solid edge. Give me the defensive tackle group, Joey. That's a position I wouldn't be shocked if we're looking at here or round five.
Looks like Wingo is kind of the last top guy left before it hits a cliff and goes all the way to 154.
Yeah. Not as high on Wingo. If you like that
He's
pick,
really
you pick.
athletic, but
Yeah,
he's a bit smaller, like Brandon Fisk.
let's look at offensive line. Give me center and guard, offensive tackle as well. Javon Foster, I like him. I like Christian Mahogany, Cedric Van Pran.
Yeah, the Wisconsin center slash guard we've met with a few times. I know.
I think he's a little undersized to me, and all Jaguars fans don't want an undersized interior offensive line. We've seen
Oh
that
no,
story
definitely.
play out with Luke Ford. Not to say, Tanor couldn't put on weight and strength and stuff like that at the next level. Mahogany's more of a mauler. I like that pick. Let's keep looking though. Let's see cornerback. Do we go back to back corner? And then we'll look at edge. Renardo
Oh,
Green.
Renaldo Green.
He is a
There we
guy that
go.
I like a ton. Let's look at edge real quick, and then we'll make a decision.
I think corner or edge are your two best right here with Hunt or Renaldo Green. I think you can't go wrong with either one of those two.
Yeah. Mo Kamara. He's a stud undersized. Let's go back to corner. I think I am. I think we're in a double dip at corner because you do have questions about Tyson Campbell. Can he come back and be that 2022 level? And even if he is, he's also in a contract year. So you're going to have a lot of big time decisions there. So I think you need to get younger at corner. And Renardo Green, I love Jerry and Jones, but Renardo Green was very, very good for the Knowles as well. So give me Green, a good guy that I think can play outside or slot corner. Very, very physical, loves press man coverage. Did a great job. Go watch some highlights of him against LSU. Locked up Malik Neighbors and actually got a pick off Jaden Daniels in week 1 against LSU. So we're going defense heavy. Our defense is going to be a lot better if this is the way the draft plays out.
Yes. And you can always get a really good big man kind of later on in the draft. How many starters you see that came from like the fifth, sixth round at offensive line or defensive line? So I have no problem waiting a little later for a big guy. It's just so heavy in the skill department in the first 4 rounds this year in the draft. So we are
Oh, we
wait.
trade the 4th round as well.
Yeah, the other 4th round. So we have a 5th round now. I'm just gonna check to see what we got. Offensive tackle, tackle. Tanner's still
Tanner's
there.
still on the board.
May
Yes,
trade up to go get him. Let's see what D tackle we got.
they're listening.
Still got a lot of D tackle.
Yeah.
Mm,
We're
I think
good.
we
We're up in
can
a
wait
couple
for
picks.
Tanner.
Yeah, we're good.
Yep.
We're good.
So that's what I'm going to do is take Tanner. I think a solid 5th round, maybe 4th round was too early for him. He can develop and possibly play center or guard, or at least fight for the position, especially if Luke Fortner can never even make it back. It's good to have another young guy under there learning from Mitch Morris.
Yeah, the interior offensive line, of course, the Jaguars brought back both guards, but Sheriff is going to be the one where I think he can mentor whoever the Jaguars draft. So he can be a great mentor for Tanor Bortolini out of Wisconsin. And eventually, potentially in season, or maybe it's 2025 where Tanor takes that starting right guard position. Same really for center, Morse on a 2-year deal. So if we feel like that is his true and best position, maybe it's 2026 where we would see Tanor start, or mid 2025. All right. So I think we have 2 more picks. I think we have round 6 and round 7.
Yep.
So I've got my final selections of we've gone let's look at our it's probably still lonely, but I think I remember. So we went Rome Odunze, we traded up, traded a lot to go get Rome.
Yep.
And hopefully that pays off for the Jaguars. And then we went Joey, you took Kamari Lassiter,
Yep.
cornerback from Georgia. And then in the 4th round, we took another cornerback, Renardo Green from Florida State. And then Joey just took an interior offensive lineman, Tanor Bortolini from Wisconsin, to beef up the O-line. So let's see what we got in round 6. The Jaguars are back on the clock at pick 212.
All righty. We got really good D tackle and Tyler Davis. I don't think there's any way he fall all the way to the 6th round, but maybe. You got edge guy Cedric Johnson from Ole Miss. Those are 2 things. Jordan Jefferson, also another good D tackle from LSU.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good guys. I know you like the offensive tackle Grable from UCF, which is another position. Levitt from Florida State, if we went all Knowles, is a strong D tackle here. But if Tyler Davis to me falls this far, this is a no brainer. So Tyler Davis, yes, has had a disappointing career at Clemson. But Clemson has turned out some big time D linemen in the NFL. Tyler Davis was a 5-star recruit. His potential is off the charts, hyper athletic. A round 6 guy that's got a potential to be a really, really good starter. Now, yes, he could be a bust. But to me, that's a no-brainer in a position that, yes, we just got Armstead, but I don't think the defensive tackle 2 position is solidified for sure. So Tyler Davis can come and compete, contribute. And if he can hit anywhere near his potential, he could be a big time player in the defensive line for the Jags.
Definitely, yeah. And he can learn a lot under Armstead and Roy
Good
Robertson
point.
Harris, and possibly back up in case Hamilton doesn't come back at what we think he was supposed to be, then it could be a really good pickup. So with our last pick, I don't think we have an edge at all yet. We've got wide receiver, cornerback, interior offensive line, D tackle. So I think we're almost forced to go edge, and the first available player is an edge guy, Jeffcoat, Arkansas. I don't know much about him, but I have at least heard his name before. Let's scroll down and see if we see anything else. I don't think there's anything really else that we could do. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Jeffcoat,
Arkansas.
a
Yeah,
guy
and the
that can
good
probably
thing is,
rotate in,
yep,
and if as long as he gets a sack or two, or that could be huge. So that's all we need from
we'll
a
take it.
rotational edge guy.
Yeah, and hopefully some of our guys like Yasir Abdullah can step up this season in year two. Just picked up Gibson from the Titans to be a potential edge three for the Jaguars. So one of those guys. And you never know with undrafted free agents. Jaguars have had some luck there. Not, nobody breakout stars, but some guys that have seen the field that went undrafted as well. So, all right, let's look at our picks. Joey, break down the percentages for us.
Yes. So at pick 6, we traded up for Rome. There's a 97% chance that he will be available at pick 6, but a less than 5% chance that he makes it past pick 6. So a very good pick there. Next, we go to Lassiter, who has a 56% chance of falling up to us at 48, but a less than 5% chance that he makes it past. So there's another very good pick. It seems like. If we didn't pick him, he was definitely going next pick.
Good work.
Then in round 4, we got Renardo Green. 58% chance that he falls to us at 114, and only a 20% chance that he makes it to the next pick. So another solid pick, maybe not as big as our first 2 picks, but definitely a very, very solid 4th round pick. Pick 5, we got Tanor. 48% chance that he falls to us in the 5th round at 153, and then a 10% chance that he makes it to the next pick. So another solid one there that if he does fall to us at 5, that could be a great pickup there. And then Tyler Davis at round 6, only a 35% chance that he falls to us in the 6th round. So there's a good chance that he's not there, but
Yep.
a 25% chance next pick. So all of our picks seem to be really solid for the first 6 rounds. And then Jeffcoat, 90% chance in the 7th round. And then they don't even have a percentage for
Yeah,
him
we didn't have a
the
next
next
pick.
pick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
which I mean that's the 7th round. And honestly,
yeah,
that's a lot of day 3. Once you get into rounds 5, 6, 7, you'll see some guys that you've never heard of that are maybe rated like 300, and you'll see some wild picks, which makes the draft fun every day of it. But yeah, tomorrow's going to be round 1. And Joey, give us some final thoughts on what do you think the Jags do round 1? Do you think they trade up? Do you think they stay put, trade back? What do you think they'll do, and what do you want them to do?
uh, I don't think we're trading up for one of the first 3 wide receivers, as fun as it is to think about and everything. I just don't see us spending that much capital. We know how much Trent Baalke likes his picks, and to give up all of that, it just seems a lot. I feel like if he were to trade for a wide receiver, it would more likely be for an Ayuk or T. Higgins, something like that, versus trading all the way up for someone that could possibly be a bust. I mean, you never are guaranteed that this person's going to be a generational wide receiver, though we have seen it in the last couple of years that the wide receivers that we thought were going to be good were good, but that doesn't always mean that's going to happen. I think if one of them did fall to like 10, 11, that's the possibility that we could trade up. We heard Trent Baalke talk just a couple days ago about possibly in that 11 to 13 range. And I think it's also possible that we trade up for a cornerback because we've seen the Eagles are willing to trade up to get a cornerback. They're really hot in that market. We know the Colts also want a cornerback. So I could see us trying to trade up a couple spaces, not all the way in the top 10, but in that like 13, 14 range, just to solidify we go get that first corner instead of waiting for a corner to fall to us at 17. And then I don't know if we stay at 17. I just feel like we're going to trade either way. We're either going to trade forward or trade back, just depending on how it falls. Because I know that we have talked with Kool-Aid quite a bit. I could see that being a huge thing that we go trade back with the Eagles, let them go get Terrion Arnold or Nate Wiggins or someone like that that maybe we're not still high on to get Kool-Aid McKinstry at 22 and secure maybe another third round or possibly even a second, depending on how desperate they are to come get someone.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I agree. I feel like the Jaguars are going to be movers on draft night. Um, yeah, I think if the draft played out like this, QB 1, 2, 3, wide receiver 4, 5, I mean, we just saw it. It costs a lot to move up to 6. I don't think Balky makes that. I don't know if I do it again, as much as I love Roma Odunze, but I just want to see what would happen, what it would look like. And I still feel good about this draft class. And we got 2 really strong corners, a good, very good interior offensive line, very good interior defensive line as well. So you're getting 5 guys that feel really good about making an impact in potentially 3 starters day one from this group. So, but yeah, I think if there's chaos, if one of the wide receivers fall, like you said, I like us to trade up, but I would not be shocked if we traded back either. Doug Peterson talked about it twice at the combine. And we had a lot of success in 2023, kind of maneuvering where we loved Anton Harrison. We were able to trade and make sure no one else was going to go get him and get 2 trade backs and get some future draft capital. So I wouldn't be shocked. Personally, I love the trade up. Let's just go get a superstar guy. But we're going to find out soon, really in about 32 hours. We'll see what Trent Baalke does. We'll see what the Jacksonville Jaguars do.
Yeah, and I feel like we don't the trading up would be if we needed a wide receiver right away. But I do feel like we could at least play with our wide receivers. I love Gabe Davis. I do think that I'm higher on him than a lot of other people. But if we didn't have a wide receiver one in this draft, like we go get someone in the day 3, round 3 or 4, that could still be very solid. And then there's going to be amazing wide receivers every year, I feel like now the way college is, how much spread offense people run, how much wide receivers every year come out, there's going to be a superstar. So if we have to wait 1 year for another wide receiver one, I think that's a possibility because these 3 wide receivers seem to be a lot of money or a lot of draft picks to go get. So I'm
Yeah.
okay with waiting maybe 1 more year and getting that number 1 wide receiver next year.
Hopefully, though, next year we have a much later draft pick. So
That's
it
true.
would cost more to move up, but we'll see. We're going to keep putting some draft content out. Again, we're the Jag Bros. Let us know your thoughts. We'll drop the full draft, who we got in the comments. Give us a grade, hopefully pretty high. Hopefully I didn't bungle it too much, but if you're a Roma Odunze fan, I know you're going to give it a high grade, but we'll have some more draft content. Obviously watch the NFL draft, see what the Jaguars do. But we'll sound off here. And as always, the way the Jag Bros sound off,
Yes, sir.
dude.